Before we go out and mow today, we got to top this tractor off with water. It was getting hotter than usual last time we ran it, so I'm guessing it's low on water. This tractor usually runs around 210, and it was getting hotter than that the other day, so get her topped off and we should be good to go. I don't know why this thing runs hotter. It's gotta be a coolant system thing, because this had two engines in it and both of them have ran hotter than what we consider normal operating on a tractor like this. Usually we consider 180 normal. This one's always ran 210. And she is pretty low. So that is definitely the problem. There we go. So we'll run straight water in her. We got a month or two yet before we'll need to drain this tractor out and put antifreeze in it. We'll get hay done and then I'll switch it over so before we start drilling and putting this on the grain cart. It's amazing how I can mow this hayfield twice in a season without issues, and then come in the third time and absolutely destroy the mower. Somehow hit something. I don't know if those two knife bolts broke or if they just came out. I'm going with broke. So I lost two knives, two bolts. That knife's bent, 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 and that knife's also bent. What the heck? Like, seriously, what changes in a field that much in a month? Ridiculous. I seriously don't understand what or how this happens. It's by the road. I'm wondering if somebody lost something out of a vehicle or threw something out of their vehicle. It wouldn't have been a pop can. That wouldn't have done that kind of damage, but we've got pop cans in our field before. So now I'm going up to the farm. This is probably going to equate to a trip to John Deere. Well, as you can tell by the color of that hood, we are no longer in a John Deere anymore. That's sitting back there on the edge of the field with a blown hydraulic hose coming out of the clutch housing. So now we're mowing with a Massey. And we have had nothing but problems today. Today, I would have thought today was on Monday, but it's a Friday. And this horrible Friday is going to make me mow hay on Saturday. So we are still in our first 15-acre field. It's like 4:30 now. Got the headlands done, and we just made our first cut. And we've been trying to mow hay since 9 o'clock this morning. Roasted half the knives on the mower when I hit some random thing that I could not find afterwards. It slung it into oblivion. I don't know where it went. And then had a skid plate come off and lodge in the conditioner rolls. Fun times there as well. Had the belt tensioner detension on me for some reason and start slipping. It's been fun, to say the least. And I was not recording because I was not in a position to be recording. So that's just how it is. You guys will get 2 days worth of mowing anyway, so. Yep, so anyway, got 15 acres to finish up here, and then hopefully do that 5 acres on the other side of the farm at least tonight, and may even run this over to our farther away field that we gotta mow yet, so that I can start right away over there tomorrow. And then after that we start on custom mowing. Hopefully everything is still together at that point. The main part of the field's done. Just got one side around this pole and that pole down there. Oh, it's bumpy. Sorry about that, guys. Yep. And then we can move around to the other side of the farm. And I'm running this thing in non-eco PTO just because I find it handles the mower better. at a higher RPM. Especially most of our fields really aren't flat, so it fights the hills and bogs the tractor sometimes. I just feel better running it at a higher RPM. So that's what we're doing. Been running about 7.3 mile an hour. It's range 3, gear B. It gets there. 7.2, 7.3. That's where we've been running. If it was flat, I could probably go 8.5, but it ain't flat and it ain't smooth. I'm downshifting a lot, going around these poles, and that one I'm gonna hit it. Hang on, I can bump this in a little bit. Can't go a lot because I don't have the double U-joint model, but we can go that much. There we go. They made it an optional thing on this mower to have like a CV joint back there so that you could fold the mower all the way up and keep running. But this one doesn't have that. So you have to let it shut down, stop moving, and then you can fold it in, and you're all good. And here's the 4 acres behind the farm, done. Folding up now. I'm gonna clip that plug. I have it tied way back up there, and plug that in and see if those lights work, because that's gonna determine whether or not I can drive this back home tonight after we head out to the faraway fields, because I know I will be coming home in the dark. Today, Saturday morning, we're starting on the custom stuff. I did that field over there. I think that's 4 or 5 acres. This one's a little bigger, I think. And then we move down the road that way farther. Some more down there. So I'm guessing it's going to be most of the day. We'll see. I'm kind of playing a little bit with this mower. I've got another skid plate going bad, so it likes to dig and turn up dirt. So I'm lowering it down enough for the cutter bar to make contact, but I'm using my hydraulics as my downforce, as my upforce springs basically, and I'm trying to keep that cutter bar at ground level but floating so that it's not digging. I adjusted the spring on the side I'm having issues with so that it pulls more force up, but it wasn't enough, so I'm using the hydraulics too as well. Sharpened the knives this morning, and so far so good. So we'll see how we get along today. Just finishing up the 3rd field. Got a tiny little sliver to do up here. Not recording while I'm driving because I'm going 9 mile an hour. Trying to get it to cut good, and I cannot keep my butt in the seat, let alone try and record and do 4 things at once like you just witnessed. I just blew over what I was supposed to cut and then dropped my phone because I was trying to downshift. There we go. 3rd field's done. There's 1 more field across the road, and then we'll be done mowing hay for, I don't know, could be the year, I guess. I'm not sure what Dad's plans are, but it is pretty much September now, so usually we slow down and start getting ready for bean harvest. And there's the last one done. So now we head back to the farm. That one looks a lot bigger from the road, I will admit. I've drove by this one many a times and thought it looked like a nice big hayfield, but it is definitely smaller than it looks. So anyway, heading back to the farm now. Now that hay's down, we ought to have a baler ready to go. So I'm working on putting this together. I've got 1/2 of the chain put on this drive head already. Just takes little itty bitty snap rings, and these things, they must expect you to be able to press these in I can't. Luckily, I can get it through with a hammer. It goes through this just fine. It's just the holes in this casting are a little tight. So that's all it is. But that's what you're putting in. Right through there. I gotta figure out where the other half of this chain went. I think this is the one I just ordered the other day. So the old one is laying around here somewhere. I don't know where. I thought I took it out of the truck already. So I'm going to track this down and get it hooked on there. And then it's all a matter of assembling the rest now. Which you can see Dad painted the sprocket that got welded. That way it looks halfway decent when it breaks again. But for now we're pretty set. Now we have this fully attached. We got both halves of chain coming off of it. The next step is to install it. Now this is where it gets tricky because you have to make sure this baler is in time while you're putting it on. Because once you put it on, you're locking the time of this unit and you can't change it. So there's 3 things you want to watch. And we'll start at the front because it all starts with the plunger. So we'll get this plunger shield opened up. We want this plunger arm straight up and down, which that's about right. When you're timing just about anything on this baler, that needs to be in that position. When you're timing your knotters, when you're timing your needles, all that. Plunger basically straight up and down. And then what I'm going to have to figure out, because this is going to get tricky, is I have to have this arm for my feeder feeder fingers. This arm needs to be... Alright, sorry, ran out of storage on my phone, had to make some space. This arm is going up in between these 2 holes. And then the last thing you got to check is this drive head is going right here in relation to this sprocket. So somewhere in there. Once we get the chain around, master link in, we're not going to put cotter keys or anything on. We're going to turn it over by hand and check our timing. If it's not right, we're going to tweak it and go again until it's right. Well, we finished it up. I'll open this shield up so you guys can see it. Nailed it on the first try when it comes to timing. So pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not rocket science, but you can see it's in, sprocket, chain, all that's on, all good. So we're gonna get her pulled out, I think, put in the barn, and then Dad's gotta change the tire or fix the tire on the skid loader. So I think he's gonna bring that in here. We're ready to bale hay whenever we get the opportunity. Well, there she sits. I talked to Dad. He said we're probably done with hay for the year, so we'll pull it back out. It'll get spot power washed before being put away completely, but I gotta get that wagon out next week. That's got beans in it, and then we'll pull that 499 out, put it on this end so that it's ready to go to the sale next spring, and we'll probably shuffle that baler down a bay, figure something out. But I'm not sure what he's doing. He's getting that truck out for some reason. And we got the square baler tucked away in the barn. So we got the shop freed back up again. Get going on some big projects now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think it's going to be kind of a slow day tomorrow. We might ted some hay. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.